Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. That's all backwards, probably. Oops. Was published on May 7th, 2013, hardcover. And then the paperback was April 1st, 2014. No April Fools there. Dawn of the Jedi. I'm unfamiliar. We have according to the timeline, the Del Rey timeline here, it takes place 25,793 years before the Battle of Yavin, which is how we will be marking everything on the timeline. BBY. So this is the earliest of the Star Wars novels in the Legends timeline. The Dawn of the Jedi, which is spelled Jedi, Jedi on the cover, but in the story is Jed apostrophe Aii. Of course, now that I'm looking for it, I won't be able to find it, even though it's on every. J apostrophe Daii. Jedi. 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 They don't have lightsabers yet. They have swords, which is cool. And so, yeah, it started as I believe, a comic book series that I have not read yet. And then this was the only novel to tie in. I assume that as Disney bought this very shortly after, there would have been more. I assume the comic book also answers some questions about the general setting, because there's a lot. Let's see. People, humans, Wookiees, Twi'lek, Sith, or a species, I guess. Who else did they mention? I think that's it. They all live on Tython, which was maybe in the Mandalorian Season 2. Spoilers? I'm not really sure. But it's a planet, and for some reason they were stranded there on that planet, in that system. And they don't have hyperspace travel yet, I believe. Not sure if that's invented during the Stark Hyperspace War or not. But it stars Lanori Brock, who's a Jedi Ranger who's been tasked by the Jedi Council to stop a man from using dark matter to, I think, power a hyperspace gate. So they're aware that inter-system travel is possible, maybe? So the man who wants to escape from the system, which for some reason everyone doesn't want them to, they're very secular, is named Dahl, and he is Lanori's brother. And so it's a brother, bad guy, sister, good guy. Familial conflict, which I believe is one of the main themes of Star Wars. The main theme, of course, being love and its positive and negative qualities. Let's see. There's a Twi'lek who has 3 Liku, and that's weird. And his brain's been, futzed with by a Jedi Council member so that other Jedi can't read his mind or get a sense of his what he's thinking, which is interesting, I guess. The story is told partly in flashbacks and partly in the modern, present day, within the chapter itself. And the chapters all have titles, which is cool. You don't always see that. And they do the thing where each chapter starts with a quote from a book or a master or an important galactic person. And so, yeah, Lannery has to stop her brother Doll. Is it good? Um, yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh, snap. It was written by Tim LeBon. I'm sorry, Mr. LeBon. Who I recognize vaguely as having written some Hellboy novels. But, as far as I know, his only Star Wars work. And he has a good style. It's not bad. The flashbacks are told in, like, present tense, and then the modern parts are told in past tense, which allows you to easily tell what timeline you're reading from, and so that's nice. The action was fine. There's not a whole lot of it, but there's not none. And the world building is, like, really cool. I like the idea of them being secular in the system. I really felt for Dahl as the bad guy wanting to. Like, his only goal is to just go to the stars. I mean, what's wrong with that, you know? And he hated being touched by the Force, and he hated the Force, even though he, like, could feel the Force. And I also like that a lot, because, you know, just because you can feel the Force doesn't mean it's a good thing. Look at what happens to Ben Skywalker being a child during the Thawing War. We'll get there in, like, 4 years, probably, if we're doing this one at a time, book a week. So, is it good? Yeah. Is it worth reading? Yeah. On a scale of 5 Jedi swords, 3. It's average. Like I said, the world building was really cool. It's a little bit like Halo. There's civilizations left behind, or ruins left behind from a civilization called the Gesh, which off the top of my head I don't remember reading about before, but I could have. There was something called the Despot War, which I thought sounded really cool. I hope it's in the comics. It's a shame that they didn't really get to flesh this era out beyond, I believe, the novel, a couple short stories, maybe, and then the comic series. I know there's at least one short story because it's included in this, and it's by John Ostrander, and it is called Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Eruption, and it first appeared in Star Wars Insider, which used to publish fiction back in the day. Now I don't read it because it doesn't. Issue 141 from 2013. It's a 10-page story, and Lannery, however you say her name, she goes on a small adventure, and she's got a partner named, like, Hawk Row, or something like that, and he's a Twi'lek Jedi Ranger, and he's really cool. So that, I guess, bumps it up to, 3.5 Jedi swords out of 5. And that is my off-the-cuff review of Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. Next time we'll be working on the first 5 Lost Tribe of the Sith short stories from the collected edition. There's some that take place later on in the timeline, and we'll get to those, but we're going to cover the first couple storylines then, hopefully in a week. Have a great life. Stop and smell the roses. And I think in this one they said, "May the Force go with you," which, you know, gotta be slightly different.